Hello friends, welcome to GST Quick Info Bytes. In today's session, we will look into a complex yet a very interesting topic, that is JDA, Joint Development Agreement. And going one step ahead, we'll also study in depth the impact of GST on transactions or activities involved in JDA at different stages of the agreement. This will be part one of the JDA session. Development right, that is JDA, the joint development right, is a right given by the land owner to the developer to develop the land without any actual transfer of property in a land. It is just the transfer of right to develop the land. There are two parties involved in this agreement. As the name suggests, that is joint development agreement. The two parties involved in this joint agreement would be the landowner and the developer. There's a transfer of development right by a landowner to the developer, and in return, there's a consideration which is transferred by the developer to the landlord. This consideration maybe a lump sum consideration or a percentage of sales revenue or a percentage of construction of the building or the civil structure in that particular land, or it may be a combination of any of these. It predominantly depends on the terms and conditions as mutually agreed between these two parties, that is landlord and developer, in the agreement. Now let us focus on types of property development that the developer undertakes on that land that is transferred by the landowner under JDA. It can be wholly residential, wholly commercial, or it can be combination of residential and commercial. Now the question arises as to what is a residential apartment. This was explained in detail in my real estate session under GST. However, it will be repeated here to a great extent. Now, the what is residential apartment? Residential apartment shall mean an apartment that is intended for the residential use it only. Now, when we consider the wholly residential apartment, it will be further categorized into affordable residential apartment and other than affordable residential apartment. Now, the question arises as to what is affordable residential apartment. An apartment having a carpet area not exceeding 60 square meter in metropolitan cities and 90 square meter in cities or towns other than the metropolitan cities. And very important and for very important condition in addition to this would be the gross amount charged should not exceed 45 lakhs. If these two conditions are fulfilled, then that particular residential apartment will be treated as affordable residential apartment. If any of these conditions are not satisfied, it will fall under the category of non-affordable residential apartment or other than affordable residential apartment. Now, moving on to the next category, that is wholly commercial. Let us try to understand what is commercial apartment. Any apartment which consists of shops, offices, godowns, etc., will be treated as commercial apartment. There's no further category in this. Moving on to the third category, that is a combination of both residential and commercial property. It is further categorized into REP and RREP. That is, REP stands for Real Estate Project and RREP stands for Residential Real Estate Project. The factors which will decide whether a combination will fall under residential real estate project or REP, let us look into it. A residential apartment where the total commercial area is not more than 15% of the total carpet area of all the apartment in that project shall be treated as RREP, that is residential real estate project or commercial unit. On the other hand, if it is more than 15%, then it will be treated as commercial property or REP, that is real estate project. If it is more than 15%, it will be treated as REP. And if it is less than 15%, it will be treated as residential real estate project. Now, friends, so far we were discussing about the concept of JDA, parties involved in JDA, transfer of right by the landowner to the developer in return to a consideration. And further, we also discussed about types of consideration and types of property development. Now, let's try to understand the GST impact on the JDA, that is Joint Development Agreement. Let us try to figure out the various transactions or activities, or rather supply that is involved in this JDA arrangement. Let me have listed down them as per the slide. That is, the first one being transfer of right of development by a landowner to a developer. The second one, in return, there is a transfer of percentage of construction of building, civil structure or apartment by the developer to the landowner. And third, there will be a sale of flats by a developer to the third parties or customers or buyers. Coming to the last category, that is the landowner can retain the portion of percentage of apartment received by him under JDA for the personal purpose, or he can as well sell or transfer them to the third party customer or buyer. Well, it is very, very important for us to understand the GST impact on each of these transactions in detail. In today's session, I have chosen to discuss the GST impact on the first transaction, that is transfer of development right by a landowner to the developer. Of course, the GST impact on other transaction will also be discussed in the next session. To begin with, what is the tax impact or the tax rate applicable on the transfer of the JDA, that is right by a landowner to the developer? Certain points which has to be kept in mind before discussing it will be transfer of development right, or TDR in short, uh, is treated as supply of services and not supply of goods. It will be treated as, let me repeat, it's very important, it is treated as supply of services. Hence it will attract GST, or it will be taxable under GST. The second important point would be a very important point. The responsibility to pay the tax is not on the landowner, though it is a transfer of right from the landowner to the developer. In this case, that is TDR, transfer of development right, developer is required to pay the tax under reverse charge mechanism. Let me repeat it, friends. It is very, very important to know that developer is required to pay tax under RCM in case of TDR, that is transfer of development right. The third important point would be the GST tax rate is mainly dependent upon the GST tax rate on the TDR, that is transfer of development right, is mainly dependent upon the type of the project that is developed by the developer on the land transferred under JDA. Now let us consider the first case. In case if it is a residential property which is developed in that land, the tax treatment would be different. And in case if it is a commercial property which is developed in that land under JDA, the tax treatment would be different. Now considering the first case, that is let us consider that the property developed is a residential property. Now, the supply of TDR, if used for the construction of a residential apartment in a project, it is very, very important to note that if they are booked before the issue of completion certificate or first occupation, then such transfer of TDR is exempt under JDA. In short, if such flats or apartments are booked before the issuance of completion certificate, then there is no liability on the developer on TDR under RCM. It is totally exempt under GST. Moving on to the second category, that is, the next question is GST impact on unbooked or unsold flats as on the date of issuance of the completion certificate. Supply of TDR on such a value, that is, which is proportionate to the construction of residential apartment that remains unsold on the date of issuance of completion certificate or first occupation, would attract GST at 18%. The proportionate amount of the flats remaining, that is unbooked or unsold, as on the date of the issuance of completion certificate of first occupation, would attract GST at the rate of 18%. However, a very, very important condition which is applicable in this context would be, please note that the amount of tax so arrived shall be limited to 1% of the total affordable value of the apartment, total affordable project value, or it will be 5% of total of non-affordable project value. Moving on to the third type, that is impact of GST on TDR under used for the construction of commercial project by the developer under RCM. Friends, TDR used for the construction of commercial apartment shall attract GST at the rate of 18%. Now let us try to understand the next very important concept as to the time of supply of TDR as to when the developer needs to pay tax on RCM. Now again, this depends whether it is a residential property or a commercial property. In the first case, that is residential property, developer shall be liable to pay tax on RCM basis on the supply of TDR, which is attributable to the unbooked or the unsold apartments on the date of issuance of completion certificate or first occupation of the project, whichever is earlier. Now, what is the time of supply of TDR in case of development of commercial property? Time of supply of JDA, that is developer will be liable to pay the tax on RCM basis on the date of agreement of JDA in case of commercial property. Let us next a very important or vital concept, that is value of supply. Let us focus on value of supply in case of TDR. In case of unsold or unbooked residential property, value of TDR shall be equal to the amount charged by the developer for similar apartments from the independent buyer booked on the date that is nearest to the date of JDA. It's very important that it value is derived from the value charged by the developer for a similar property from an independent buyer, and the date should be nearest to the date of joint development agreement. Now let us look into what is the value of supply in case of TDR in commercial property. Value of TDR shall be the amount charged by the landlord on supply of TDR, or it is an open market value. Now, what is open market value? Open market value may be the value charged by the government while levying the stamp duty. Thank you, friends, for watching this video. GST impact on other transactions will be discussed in the next sessions. I thank once again for watching this video. Please click on the subscribe button and keep us motivated. Thank you.